So we're now on to day 2 of the trip to Cornwall. Stayed in the caravan park last night, as you can see around. Fairly comfortable night's sleep, to be honest, even though I was on the couch. Probably fell off it a couple of times as well. After being promised the really nice sunshine for the next few days as well. Yeah, not so much today. It's very sort of like misty, cloudy, very overcast. Hopefully it'll clear up later. If not though, doesn't matter, I'm still going to go out riding. I can always find somewhere nice to go. The plan right now is to go and meet my uncle for lunch. He does actually live down in Cornwall, so we're going to go and meet him, and then just going to go off and do my own thing afterwards. I'm not too sure where just yet, but I'll pick somewhere and just go. I've got a few places in mind, so just see where I end up. Yeah, so day 2 of the trip around Cornwall in the southwest. As I just mentioned there, didn't really have an idea where I was going to go today, no plans particularly for this day. But as you can see, I'm just about to follow the support crew that I had with me today. Which was, of course, just my mum, sister and nephew in the car. Yeah, so a little disappointing, none of the promised sunshine for these days. It's actually very, very misty. I had to keep my visor up here because it was getting hit that often. As you can see, like it is on my camera, just had to keep wiping my face. I thought, may as well leave it open, it wasn't that heavy. And then over here on the right, my biker sensors went off, and I noticed, oh hang on, there's a biker cafe there. So we'll have to come back to that at some point. See, the weather is picking up a little bit. Well, shortly after the support crew had to stop at the petrol station. Unfortunately, it was. It's obviously a very popular place to get fuel. Well, the support crew were cruising a little bit here, so just gave them a little bit of healthy encouragement to maybe just shift things along a little bit. Not sure it was appreciated. I'm not sure if that was a rude gesture there, but I'll never know because the camera couldn't see. Wouldn't put it past them though. So the main road on the route to where I was meeting my uncle at Cornwall Services was the A38. I actually really like this road. The scenery, really nice, very smooth road. Seems like it was very well maintained. Though it was 50 and average speed cameras, I'm very at home cruising down roads like this. Wasn't much more I could do really, following the support crew anyway. It's a fairly wrong road, so let's get this sped up. So a very common sight around the Cornish countryside to the southwest is obviously the wind farms. Didn't expect to get so very close to one pulling into a motorway services station now. It's actually a lot closer than it looks even on the video. Due to the way the lens looks, it is actually right next to that wall there. So yeah, the wind turbine is not something you see every day, like pulling through services, but thanks to myself and the support crew over here, we made it. Although I did seem to park next to what can only look like something that Reagan from The Exorcist has thrown up. Pretty grim. Anyway, we're going to head in and get some lunch. Say hello, support crew.
Bye.
Oh yeah, enthusiastic, thank you. If in doubt, you always go back to the north with... Oh.
Alright Rob, how long have you had a motorbike?
Oh, about 5 years now.
Oh, have you?
5 years, yeah.
Cheaper than running a car.
A lot cheaper, a lot more fun. Well, where's Dale? Not quite got the entire crew. But as services go, this is pretty posh.
We got Greg.
We got Greg's, that's the most important thing. Smile on your camera. Well, they did have a Greg's, but I opted to go for Taco Bell. Or as I believe you have to pronounce it, Taco Bell. Also, pretty sure I ended up with my nephew's order here. It's a lot bigger, but I'm not going to complain. Okay, so that's lunch done, so I'm going to love you and leave you now. Right back the crew, and Uncle on 4 wheels over there. See you later on. So lunch done, family caught up with. Time to leave this posh old services and get back out on the road. Okay, so after a recommendation from my Uncle Dave, I'm going to head over to Tintagel. It's up near the castle there, probably take the coaster back, come down through Bodmin Moor. So, although it is a misty day still, should be a nice ride. Let's get going. So, unleashed from the support crew back on the road, I had no one to follow, no one to be stuck behind now. Oh, for fuck! Generally thought he was just going to tip over there. Well, we played this little game for a while, but eventually... Yes, it's done one! Freedom! Bet they never have these issues around the roads in, like, say, California, where they're just dreaming.
Stopped into a church. I passed along the way.
Yeah, exactly what the song said. It just looked interesting, so I just stopped off, had a look. It's a quaint little village. Which again, you do see a lot of riding around the countryside. You also see a lot of this as well, like very narrow roads. I'm not the most confident biker in the world, but I was absolutely fine. I ride around like this, covered about 1,000 miles in 4 days on this trip. I really do think it built my confidence as a biker, even though I've been riding 5 years, I feel like it did take me to another level. As I headed towards Tintagel, the route really opened up, really went through into like the open countryside as I headed towards the coast. Again, misty day, but still absolutely beautiful. Wasn't particularly cold either, just like stunning views, just really nice riding of the bike, really in my element. So anyone who is a regular viewer of the channel, you remember Gareth, who usually rides out with me, he would have loved it here. A, because it's just a nice place to ride through, there's a brilliant little view over this bridge as you go over, but also because it's called Wade Bridge, and he's a massive Deadpool fan. Sorry, correction, a massive Deadpool nerd! So as I said before, I'm fine driving these narrow roads, even when you get into situations like this. So if you look at this, I angled the camera up here, you can see just how close I was to this wall slash foliage. Really trying not to scratch the bike. I mean, it's a very new bike, but also I wouldn't want to anyway. I knew I could just about squeeze past. The guy was thankful. I was thankful I didn't damage the bike. One final wave. Whew. And then not much long after, straight into this. This took a while.
A few moments later.
Yeah, so it was a long wait, and then for some reason the guy in the BMW decided to do his best Austin Powers impression. Yeah, baby. Final little coastal approach to Tintagel. Oh, another near miss. Seems like I was getting them all in the same little period. That guy did not thank me either. Rude. So after a 2-hour ride, I made it over to Tintagel, the north coast of Cornwall. Was planning to see the castle, but didn't exactly work out. It was very, very busy, very touristy. It was the height of the summer holidays. I was having trouble finding somewhere to park, it was that busy. So I found this little car park here, but then I made a decision. So you can't really see it, but down that valley there is a walk down to the castle. This is what you would see on the other side. I decided not to go, unfortunately. I had other things to do, and it was getting a bit later than I intended. It was a shame I didn't get to see the castle at Tintagel, but it was a nice ride over there. I mean, these things happen, and sometimes you just get presented with another opportunity you might not have had before. So as crazy as this might sound, the people on the right over there were actually playing cricket in the middle of that field, in the middle of this weather. Mental. But I realised, going further down this road, I was actually in an abandoned airfield. And this was seriously the coolest thing I'd seen. Like, the whole day. It's unbelievable. So I channeled my best Tom Cruise and just bombed it down. So I later found out I was travelling through Davidstow Airfield. This place is awesome. It's basically an old military airfield, abandoned obviously, and some of the buildings are still there, so you can actually go around and look at them, which we'll see in a minute. But there is, I believe, a museum nearby as well. I think you could see it on the little map I put up earlier. Never got the chance to visit that though, because I never came back, but honestly I was blown away by this. It was so cool. Really wish I'd kind of gone off track down one of the actual runways though. So I just stopped at this little building. Just thought I'd come and have a look. The sheepies around here. I'm not entirely sure what this would have been, but very cool nonetheless. Pretty sure that's not from the war. Good look all around. Sorry, I disturbed your lunch. Let's go around. It's very cool. I'm kind of like fascinated by that sort of stuff, like the history of the places. I think it's made particularly cool today by all this mist. Just adds that real sort of like air of mystery. My bike really stands out in the middle of all this. Better crack on. Head up to Bodmin now. There we go. So it's goodbye to my new sheep friends and on to Bodmin Moor. So here we are racing across Bodmin. As you can see, it's much of the same pretty much all around, apart from these small roads going through. I didn't want to stop. I did actually pull up to the crossroads at some point, and there was two sort of like random trucks just parked there. I thought, nope, I've seen movies, I'm not sticking around. Well, I was just trying to be friendly, but not sure what his beef was. Oh look, yes, official. I took the Hornet off-road. It still counts. No, I just stopped to get the odd shameless picture, you know, to put on your social media profiles, etc. There it is. Didn't realise the camera lens was all misted up. Then a brief ride back to the caravan park, and that was me wrapped up for day 2. As always guys, thank you very much for watching. I've enjoyed making this one again. Stay tuned for episode 3, that'll be put up in about a week or so. In the meantime, like, comment, subscribe, give me tips, anything, ask me questions. But don't forget, as always, to bike and just ride. I'll see you for the next one.